Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Happy New Year 2022. Feels like 2020 really wasn't that long ago, wasn't it? All right. Who is opening us up with a joke? Oh, I don't got any good ones.
This is not the joke that Jake approved. But anyway, yeah, that's here we go. Ole's dream had always been to leave Minnesota and see the ocean. Wouldn't that be great? He would always try to get Lena to take off and go to Cape Cod, but she always said she couldn't leave because of work. So finally, to get Ole to stop pestering her, she told him he should just take the trip by himself. Well, Ole made it to Cape Cod all right and was completely in awe when he finally got to see the ocean. He wandered up and down the beach, amazed by its size. Not looking where he was going, he accidentally kicked over a half-buried bottle in the sand. In a huge puff of smoke, a genie appeared and said, "I am thankful to be released, Ole. You may have one wish." Well, Mr. Genie, I can't help but wonder what the ocean looks like from the other side. I'd like you to build me a bridge all the way across the ocean so I can walk to the other side and see the view. Well, the genie, realizing the complexity and difficulty of his wish, told Ole, "Try to think of a little more realistic wish." Okay, said Ole. Back in Minnesota, people tease us Finlanders about being kind of dumb. I wish you could make us seem as smart as all the other people. The genie replied, "Did you want that to be a 2-lane or a 4-lane?"
That was a good one. That's not the one I thought you were going to tell, Dennis. Oh, well, I guess my sense of humor is not as cool as everybody else's. Okay, who's next for an announcement? All right, Ben.
Thank you, Jake. Wanted to remind everybody that Lunch with the Bunch is next Monday, the 10th of January. It's relatively close to it, so Granite City. There's still room for some more folks. I'll be turning in the numbers to the restaurant sometime early on Monday morning. But if you haven't signed up and still have some interest, please take a look at that. And secondly, as soon as we're past Lunch with a Bunch, I'll be putting up the sign up for the Romeo Club. That occurs at the end of January. Off the top of my head, I believe that's the 27th, but that will go up immediately after we have Lunch with the Brunch. So please join us next Monday. Thank you, Jake.
Excellent. All right, who's talking? Sandy.
Thanks, Jake. If you were at the social committee meeting yesterday, you heard that we're planning our Valentine's Day celebration. It will be Friday, the 11th of February. And the entertainment for the night will be a practice wedding for Jake and Cassie. It's going to be Applewood Egan's version of a wedding. We'll have jokes, we'll have a poem, we'll have Elvis officiating, and there will be other fun things. So you'll be getting your invitation sometime within the next week. So Friday, February 11, Jake and Cassie practice wedding.
Oh man, that's going to be an interesting one. All right, who is next for an announcement? Tom.
So not next Tuesday at coffee, but the following Tuesday. So it'll be 2 weeks on the 18th. We are combining the coffee hour with our town hall. So we have these quarterly. about. And it's an opportunity for all of you to bring a new idea, to share an opinion. If you don't like how something is going on, stand up and say so. So it'll be an open mic format. We'd like to know in advance a little bit if you plan on speaking, if you have a topic, maybe let Jake know. And then we'll set up a mic here, and it'll start roughly about 10 o'clock, about announcement time, and Jake can moderate it like he did the last town hall we did, and should be a good time. Thanks.
All right, and who has an announcement now? Oh, DJ. DJ, there's not too many Vikings games left.
That's one of the things I want to talk about. It's the last one. So we're going to be put out of our misery for good for this year. The other thing is, for those who didn't happen to read the Friday bulletin, the boys choir at the Landmark Center has been canceled due to increasing COVID. So that's it.
All right, Peg has an announcement.
Thanks, Jake. Just wanted to let everybody know that we are going to restart bingo, but we're going to do it on Zoom only. And it will be the first bingo game will be on Friday, which I just screwed up, at 3 p.m. No, not this Friday, the 18th. I mean, sorry, February 18th. I can't. Let's start over. On February 18th at 3 o'clock, we are starting bingo again on Zoom only.
You have Jiminy Sue on your shoulder.
Tom, I had a question. Did you say the 15th or did you say the 18th for the town hall? That's a Friday, I believe. Yeah. Is it a Tuesday? Oh, yep, it's Tuesday. Thank you. Having trouble with calendars today.
Hey, it's a new year. I'm still confused on the day and the year. Okay, who is next? Any more announcements? Okay, I'm going to do my announcements, and then we're going to have a special presentation from the trash and recycling czars. Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to talk about. So for light bulbs, if you need light bulbs changed, please ask for light bulbs from us so we can help you figure out the wattage. We had an issue last week with a member that they had the wrong wattage and the light bulbs exploded and they were trapped in there, and we had to shut the electricity off to their unit to pull the plastic and metal shards out of the fixture. So just ask us if you're confused on what wattage. You shouldn't be having to buy your own light bulbs anyways, but just go ahead and indicate to us if you're having issues with lights, and Art and I will get that addressed. And then on the subject of repairing things, we're having still a really hard time with vendors. 105's bathroom is being fixed today, and they informed me 20 minutes ago that they're coming today, and I didn't know at all. So I know it's inconvenient and we all have our own lives going on, but just be prepared if you have something pending in your cabinet, different things that are going on for Warner Stallion, it could be at the drop of a hat they're coming. It's just like that right now. And I'm really sorry for it, but we just got to kind of be flexible and be ready that at any time we could get a call that they're coming to fix whatever if you're having a problem. So it's just kind of difficult with COVID, difficult with the labor shortages, and we're just going to have to keep rolling with the punches. So, and then as far as the entry system, I haven't had anybody else come to me with major issues with fobs. Everything's been identified. All of the unidentified ones were deleted. So if we do have a problem later, just let me know and we can go from there. The office is closed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Art and Janet will still be here and Mitch will be on call. Art will kind of be manning the ship while I'm gone, so don't razz him too much. But he has everything. He has backup fobs. If someone's fobs don't work, he knows what to do if different situations were occurring. I'm only a phone call away, so we should be fine. All right, that's all I really have. Let's hear this presentation from our trash and recycling folks.
Good morning, everybody. Myrna and I are doing a presentation this morning about composting. So this is the first of actually 2 presentations. There will be another one next week. The one this week is dealing with what's the process? How do you compost your stuff at Applewood Point? Next week, it'll be more, the county people are going to come, Cassidy, and I think, is the guy coming too? And Jackson. And they're going to talk more about what can you compost and, what's this all about? And so we'll get started. So I'm a true novice. I have never composted in my life. So never, ever, I know. And so I'm like a lot of you who've never done it either. So I'm going to start from the beginning. So what do you need to compost? So the first thing that you need are bags. And these are special bags. You can't use a plastic bag like this because it will not break down in the environment, but these will. And these are BPI certified. You can buy them lots of places. You can buy them online on Amazon. You can buy them, we get them free from the county if we go over to the recycling seat at Holland Jensen Park. We're going to have some here that you can purchase. So you'll be able to get your bags really easily. The next thing you need to have is a container. I've chosen to use my pot that I have stored in the cupboard. Isn't it nice? And it's on one of my pullouts. And so I'm going to put my bag in there. I'm going to cover it with my lid. And I'm going to put my compost stuff in there. If it doesn't work, I'll try something else, but that's what I wanted to do to get started. Now, Myrna, do you have one of the
Show them. Other containers that you can use is this handy ice cream bucket. We have several of them back there, and Bobby has lids to them. So you just put your little compost bag in there. And when it's about 3/4 full, because you don't want to have it too full, you pull it out and you tie the ends together. Don't use a zip tie or any of those other kind of bread kinds of things. Or we have one of these at home, and this is the one that belongs in here. It has a charcoal lid. The one that we bought from Bed Bath & Beyond, you can change the charcoal lid in this, which is really nice. And what we do, Peg and I, we just tie our bag in a little knot, and then it doesn't slip down. Now, the other thing, when you go to take these downstairs, which is really convenient than getting into your car.
Now's when you need one of these bags, because those compostable bags start to decompose while they're in the container. So you don't want to go drip, drip, drip down the hall as you take your stuff down to the compost bin. So you'll need a plastic bag like this to put it in, but you will bring this plastic bag back to your unit. You will not put it in the compost because it will not break down, and our hauler will not be happy if they find a lot of these bags in our compost.
Well, they'll charge us, actually, is what they'll do. The other thing, may I? The other thing is that someone asked me, they saw a brown paper bag in the compost bin in our trash room. And I said, oh yeah, that was ours. What Peggy and I do is we go through a lot of Kleenex. And what we do is we put all of our Kleenex in one paper bag along with eggshell cartons that are paper, toilet paper rolls, compostable plates. I think that's, huh? Yeah, that's about it. So it doesn't take up all the room in our compost bag. And you can do that. You can put, if it's a brown paper bag with compostable things, you can put it in there.
So you put that right in the container downstairs?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so that's really the process right there, is now you've put your stuff in the container downstairs, and then our hauler comes once a week or once every 2 weeks, is it?
Once a week.
Once a week now. And so they'll come pick it up, they'll take it to a site. And what Myrna and I learned about is where this stuff goes. It goes to an actual money-making business in Empire Township. There's a guy that runs a composting site, and so our hauler pays him to accept the material, and then he sells the compost when it's turned into compost. So it's really cool. We're helping the environment, and we're helping, this man have a for-profit business. What else did I miss?
I'm going to get into some dangerous territory. Oh, I gotta take this off. What is compostable? You're going to have, there's all kinds of lists about what's compostable. We do have a Dakota County list of what is compostable. And you've heard me ask people to not shred your junk mail. To make really good compost, you have a recipe. You have garbage, organic garbage, paper, and water and air. In junk mail, there's a lot of plastic that's used in junk mail, and that is not suitable. So if you can, please recycle that junk mail. You don't even have to open the stuff. The other thing is, the dangerous territory is what is compostable. I'm sure you've all seen this really excellent display of what is compostable. But pretty much a rule of thumb is anything you eat or peel is compostable. Banana peels, potato peels, carrots, roast beef bones, chicken bones. Am I missing anything? Olive pits, fruit pits, tea bags without the little staple, compostable cups, not a plastic pizza, but real pizza, egg cartons, eggs, corks, real corks. A lot of corks nowadays have plastic in them, so just throw those. And Kleenex, of which our household uses a lot of. Fish, flowers. We got flowers for Christmas, and I just took them down because they're all wilty, and I clipped them and put them in the compost. You can do that. Now, there was a question about poinsettias. And I don't know the answer. I mean, Marcia and I are now both master composters or recyclers, and we don't have all the answers. That's what we learned. But there is a website on your newsletter that if you have a question, you can write in what is the item that you have a concern about, and they will tell you mostly. We're still looking at napkins. We know we can compost napkins, but the question is, can we compost napkins that have print on them, which is kind of an ink. So I haven't been able to find that even in that particular site. But what was I saying? I lost my train. Go to the website.
So next week, that's what Cassidy and is it Jackson are going to cover, is what's compostable. They're going to bring some gifts for us. Each of us will get a gift, and they'll give us lists of things that we can compost. It's a very, very, very long list. And so then we'll be all ready to go. Any questions? Yes.
Which day do they pick it up? And should we hold our compost in our unit?
Which day do they pick it up? And should you hold your compost in your unit before before that day? Which day, Jacob? Thursday, they will be coming to pick it up. Can we bring it down anytime to the bin? We can take it to the bin anytime. Any other questions?
About taking it down, Peggy and I have a cooler and we put it on our deck because we're too lazy to go down every time we want to throw the compost away. But everyone goes to their car a number of times a week. My train came back about the poinsettia. I understand that poinsettias are poisonous to cats and dogs. And there's a question about, well, what do I do with my poinsettia after Christmas when it's looking a little Iris is going to check into that because we don't know if it should go into the compost or exactly how we should dispose of it. If it was a regular plant and we were cutting it down, it could go into compost. But given this other issue, we're not sure, and we will get back to you about that.
Yeah, Marie. So the question is, how do we know if paper plates and paper cups are compostable? That's a question for Cassidy. I don't know the answer. Do you know the answer?
They have to be certified compostable, and we have been buying them online. The thing with the plates that you're talking about, Marie, is that they have plastic. That is plastic that's there, and they can't compost the plastic. Right. And these cups down here, we borrowed this from the Apple Valley Senior Center. These are totally compostable. They're certified. So it's just paper through and through. Ben? God, you listened. Whoa. So Ben's question is, what about the black plastic that has a 1, 2, or 5 number in the concentric circles that is not recyclable because it is black? The what do you call that? Yeah. The belt on the machine is black. So the laser, when it looks at it, it cannot tell whether it is something or not. So that's why for now they are totally trash. Just throw it in the trash. Thanks for that question. And again, plastic bags like Marcia's do not go into the recycling or compost. It gets stuck in the machine and they have to shut down the whole plant. So please, please, yeah, take them to your grocery store. And again, when Marcia and I were doing the class, they announced to us that your Ziploc ties, you do not have to cut them off anymore. You can just put them in your bag to go to the grocery store. Any other questions? Dick? That's fine. That was napkins. And we just didn't know. So we'll find out about the napkins. I'm not sure I understand. Oh. It would be considered organic compost. And yes, when I went on the tour of the trash places, it was really fascinating. I encourage anyone who is remotely interested to try it. It is really informational. And that dirt, they showed us all the different stages, you know, and it was so rich and beautiful. And yes, they sell it back to us and we should buy it. Yes. Trash. They, oh, I'm sorry. Dick's question had to do with paper plates that we have, the decorative pretty ones for Christmas. Yeah, and cups too. They're paper cups. They are trash. You can only compost certified plates or cups, and you can get them online. They aren't necessarily cheap, but they save the environment and you use them better. You use them more sparingly, I'll tell you.
Maybe DJ can make it an outgoing thing, right?
A what? Really, it's really worth it because then you really understand. Like when I went to ComDep, whatever it is, it's our professional recycling and composting place. I didn't realize that like we can recycle 1, 2, and 5 plastics. The reason we can do that is that there is a market for it. There isn't a market for the other ones that are 6, 7, and whatever. And that's a big distinction.
Any more questions? All right, well, I hope you found this presentation helpful. And then come back next Tuesday and we'll have the county here to give us even more information. So bring your questions, think about your questions between now and then. And we'll give you all, we have all the information you need for composting and recycling. All right, have a good day.
Thank you, Marcia and Myrna. That was very informative. Does anybody have a joke to close us out? If not, I can risk one. All right, a young woman asked her 93-year-old grandfather, "Grandpa, when were the good old days? When were your good old days?" And the grandpa said, "When I wasn't good and I wasn't old." Have a good morning.